The UK's resilience model is based on the principle of subsidiarity, whereby operations and decisions take place at the lowest appropriate level. In most cases, the local level responds to emergencies with little national involvement. Central government can provide support, but will only get involved when necessary. The response to an emergency may require different tiers of coordination depending on its scale and severity. This starts with each organisation's ability to get the different parts of its own structure to work together. The Civil Contingencies Act obliges Category 1 responders to ensure all their necessary functions are prepared. Many emergencies are dealt with solely at an operational level. These normally rely on frequently used lines of communication, such as control rooms and duty officers. But sometimes a greater level of coordination is required. This could be because the response is particularly complicated, or it needs extra resources. So what might a typical multi-agency structure look like? Let's start with the operational or bronze level. Some organisations may need to commit resources, such as people and equipment, to the scene. This mostly includes the emergency services, but other organisations can be involved too. Each organisation's bronze commanders will gather near the scene to coordinate the operational response. Other operations can take place away from the scene, involving a wider variety of organisations and activities. For some incidents, organisations will need to initiate their silver or tactical arrangements to gather information and manage their response. But some mechanism is needed to ensure this is coordinated from a multi-agency perspective. This is where a Tactical Coordinating Group, or TCG, comes in. Each organisation will send a tactical level representative to the TCG, who will feed in information from their organisation and report back accordingly. These meetings can be held virtually, in person, or via a combination of the two. The TCG doesn't stop organisations communicating directly with each other, but it's how the overall response is coordinated, and it aims to provide a common operating picture understood by all. If an incident is particularly severe, organisations may initiate their gold or strategic tier of coordination, comprising their most senior representatives. And a Strategic Coordinating Group, or SCG, can be established to oversee the multi-agency response. Each organisation sends a strategic level representative to the SCG as the link between the multi-agency structure and their internal gold arrangements. The chair of the TCG attends SCG meetings to provide an update and escalate issues for strategic consideration. If required, the chair of the SCG will report to central government, with information ultimately fed into the Cabinet Office briefing rooms. Other multi-agency groups, or cells, can be established to support this structure. A lead organisation will be identified for each, and the chairs of each cell will attend the TCG to provide a link. The approach to recovery is as important as the response. A Recovery Coordinating Group, or RCG, can be established in the early stages of an incident to assess and mitigate its longer-term impacts. The RCG may have other cells that focus on specific parts of the recovery effort. This structure is designed to be flexible to meet the requirements of any emergency. Relatively minor incidents may only require a small structure, in which case one organisation may act as lead responder. It will facilitate and chair each group and provide the necessary arrangements. For larger incidents, separate lead responders may be identified for each group. For sudden impact emergencies, this structure tends to be implemented from the bottom up. During widespread or slower onset emergencies, it can be implemented top down. Regardless of the incident, these arrangements mean that problems can be escalated, actions assigned, and a common overview maintained, allowing informed decisions to be taken at the appropriate level.